can't.
This is Jeff Rowland telling me all about the idea of losing because I lost my second cockeyed tournament game, and so did he. So
Well,
tell me what you just said about losing and the 28 great players.
You have the 28 best players in the whole world. They're playing in a tournament. One of them is going to be last.
And that's supposed to encourage me.
And they're all better than the billions of others that stay at home and don't come to the
All
tournament.
right, that's a good point. We're gonna sit and analyze some more chess games because we're both trying to figure out. I had a great kingside attack going, and I got shut down. And once you do a kingside attack, you sacrifice 2 or 3 powers, and you either win the game or you lose. And I lost. So, and Jeff he just got lost, just barely though. Okay, what color were you?
I'm in black. Do you want me to
You're
flip
black.
the board?
Okay. Nope.
I can make black on the bottom.
Maybe you should, yeah. Why don't we? Okay, this is our analysis of Jeff's game that he just lost. And he's kind of curious to see what's happening. So go ahead and start playing through it and let's see what your
Sure.
opponent. Ooh, he did a king pawn opening.
Yeah, I don't even know what I did wrong yet. So
E5 and E5. Well, that's the first correct thing you've done.
is this being recorded now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we're recording. That's why that's why I complimented you,
I didn't
Jeff.
hear action here.
Action. Ready, set, go.
All right, so I
What
figured.
did you do here?
Well,
You're going to try Rui Lopez?
Yeah.
Did he do it?
No.
Or did he do a Gioco piano?
Oops, not
A
that. That's
guacamole
not what he did.
piano.
He did this.
Oh, yeah. He's going to hit you in the center hard right now.
Yeah,
He
well,
wants to establish a pawn.
I was
center.
hoping for a scotch. He did not do it. It's just another way to transpose to the 2 knights. But a favorable line that I think favors black. So I'm fine with this. In fact, I played this at
Knight F6, you should be okay so
I played
far.
this at the U.S. Open. I played
Did
a
you?
really good game in one of the side events. We had some game in 60 quads that were there, or 30, game in 30, I think.
So you're covering your center pretty good. You've got a rogue pawn up there the queen wants. Oh, and he's already challenging your knight.
I've
So
had
you
this so
challenge
many.
his bishop?
I've played this opening so many times
That's
that it's
kinda
easy.
cool.
I mean, I know it works. I've done it for 35 years or so.
Well, it
30
should
years,
work.
long time.
All right, good. We've got a good opening going on here.
But I could tell, had not seen this before because this is not what's ever done, ever.
Oh, he wants to
for
keep the
first time
diagonal
ever.
toward your king. Huh?
Yeah, so I get
Well,
something
that's the
brand
beauty
new.
of chess. You get something new every
Out of
doggone
30
game.
years of seeing this all the time and everything people do, he finds one that no one's done to me,
Gary Hollingsworth did something new to you, Jeff.
that no one has ever thought of.
Wow.
Even.
Oh, well, now,
No
hold
one.
on.
No one, not even
Hold
Irva.
on. Not even Irva.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, we have a new grandmaster, Irva. EUWE. He's the one that gracefully granted Alekan a second chance at the championship, and he won, and he lost the second one. But Alekan complained because he lost the first one because he drank too much, and Jeff refutes that. He says horse manure. Alekan drank all the time, so it's just that
all his great
Irva-
achievements
Irva
were
outplayed
done while
Alekan.
drinking. So if you're going to give Alekan any credit for anything good, he did that while drinking. So he couldn't have been world champion if he hadn't drank. Put it that way.
So you went to the
Yeah.
center. There's nothing wrong
I
with that
believe
yet
he
that I
went
can
to
see.
C3, which was good.
C3. Okay.
Well, I don't know if going to the center
Well,
is good,
you've
but
still
not-
got a strong central presence.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
What'd you
exactly
do
why
after
I did
this?
that. Well, just like your videos would say, I
Go to the center.
well because
I can't fault that.
he's got
The only other thing I could think of is up there to
sack on F2.
put it up and pin the knight to the queen. That's another way I've seen the bishops play.
Well, I
but-
tried that later in this game,
Did
and
you?
I had to undo it. It wasn't good.
Well, I don't see anything wrong yet that I can.
Well, and now maybe I should have checked on B4. It would have been a totally different game, that's for sure.
Would have, because his pawn's gone. He'd have just put his knight up. Of course, then you had your knight too, though, dude. You might have could have done that.
Well, but I
Maybe.
decided I wanted to
So
just.
what did you
I
do?
wanted the castle. I wanted to
All right.
keep
Well,
my.
there's nothing
develop-
wrong with that. Irva would be proud.
I'm black. I'm still not in the driver's seat. Even
Alright.
my rating's higher, but I'm still black. I haven't achieved
Equality.
the attacking point in the. I mean,
Does he-
if I did this, I think all he would end up doing is just develop and get better.
or with his bishop. Yeah.
Something, and
Yeah, you would force him to do that, all right.
so.
Did he castle?
He did.
Yeah, it figures.
And so
That
did I.
schmuck. Oh, so did you? Okay, well, that's allowed. All right, well, that's
Good move.
nothing wrong
Looks
with
good.
that. What'd you do?
Well, this is a little bit weakening, but I, you know, it's
Well, you're
also.
trying to open your
I
file though
wanted
for your
something.
rook.
I wanted something tangible. I wanted an open file.
Right.
All right. So
Right. I can't fault that.
keeps developing. He's watched your videos. Now here, I felt I had to take here because if what I want to do is get the open file,
Right.
and so if I take him and then he takes me,
Okay.
and then I take here,
Okay.
and then he takes here, and then I take him, I win a pawn. That was what I was thinking.
Plus your file's open.
And my file's open, so I have everything, except it's not quite that simple. But
Did you take him?
I
here?
took him.
Oh, okay.
Because if I don't do that, I felt like if I take here now and then he takes here, then he's got 3 knight, bishop, and queen on d5, and I only have bishop and queen defending it. So
Notice how Jeff's concentrating on squares. That's what
it's a
the
target.
masters do.
This pawn here.
Is the
So
target.
so I can't just take here. It just gives him the
Right.
attack. So I felt I needed
All
to
right.
do this. So, but it might be wrong. I clearly lost this game in very short order. So obviously I did something wrong. This is the first thing I did wrong. I
Then
played
you put the pin on the knife.
well, and I moved the same thing twice.
Well-
I'm vacillating
Well,
between
yeah,
two
but
plans.
I know, but the rules are meant to be broken. Calm
Well,
down.
again, what I want to do is what I'm thinking is bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, pawn takes pawn,
Yeah.
attacks his queen.
And opens your all right.
Problem is that then queen takes pawn with check, backed up by the bishop.
No, because your queen's right there.
And then my queen takes his queen, and his bishop takes my queen again with check,
No.
and I lose.
Okay, I'm
So
with
it
you.
doesn't work. That's why when he plays h3 now, then I have to go.
Did you take the pawn?
No, I went right back
Oh, okay.
because it doesn't
So,
work.
so you went up there and then moved back. and-
Exactly, mistake.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
All right, but you made him push a pawn. So on the king's
So now I
side.
have new ideas. Now I have ideas of taking h3 at a point when I can then smack
If
rook
you
takes
put
f.
your queen up there, you could.
And I almost did that, but I chickened out of
Almost?
that. Yeah, I had another idea.
Okay, what'd you do?
I thought of going queen d7.
Right.
Especially after he goes queen d3. Clearly what he's going to do is pound me down the d file. He's putting more
Right.
pressure on
You
d5.
put more pressure on the, yeah.
He knows that I want to open up this file. Maybe what I should have done is close the file and said, forget it. It's not happening.
Well,
But instead, I open the file. This may be where I'm screwing up. He does this.
he does that. That makes sense.
Now, here,
Okay, what would sell
this
it?
is probably the move where I lose the game. I take, rook takes f3. That's what I did. Thinking that after he takes back, I take this pawn. I clearly already get a piece and a pawn for the exchange. And I thought bishop can take h3.
Not without that queen.
And if the queen, and then I thought, in my mind forgot that the rook was then gone, but I thought if the rook was still here, then I also have the knight takes
Well,
f3.
you got your other rook you can pull over though.
Yeah, but I didn't have that in play before I sacked the exchange. I didn't have this, I didn't, my
So
position.
you went ahead and took the knight.
I wasn't ready to take the knight, but I did this prematurely. So that's why I
Okay,
lost
so
the
how
game.
did he respond?
He plays pawn takes rook.
Okay,
And then
now you've got the h4 that's weak for your bishop.
Yeah. So, and materially, he's got I've got.
Heck, you can take the pawn. Did you take the pawn with your other bishop? The light squared bishop up
Yes,
there on a3?
yes,
Is
but
that what-
so I end up getting 5 points for 5 points. It's
Okay.
You'd think it'd be equal. So that's what I did next move.
Took the pawn. All right. I
So
understand.
here
You got to open up your queen somehow to get over there on that.
you got to understand,
G5.
and now I'm starting to see why I lost. I could not
Okay.
fathom, and nor could my opponent figure out where I lost the game. He didn't
Okay.
even know where he won. So I'm going to end up losing this game, and neither I knew why I lost nor my opponent knew why he won until it was over. So anyhow, so
Until it was
you know,
over.
I can see it now though. Right here,
What'd he
this is
do?
a winning move. A win's a move because he's got 2 pieces on this knight,
Okay.
and so I go down. So right now it's materials even. I'm
Right.
going to lose this knight, so I'm going to go down a piece, even though I take this rook, getting the exchange back, and he takes it
Oh,
back.
this is where I walked in on you.
Yeah, I'm going to lose.
in
The
game.
bottom line is I will lose this knight. So the fact that, see, I'm up the exchange, or down the exchange now, the fact that I go up the exchange, in the end of the whole
Okay.
thing, he will take that bishop. So
Okay, so this is where you go
he will
power
end
down.
up, he'll end up with 2 bishops, and I'll have only 1. And so this is why I lose the game. But, the fact is, this is a game winner already.
Go ahead, take
I'm,
the knight. Let's see it.
I'm losing.
So what'd you do with the knight? Or did you at this point? Is it your move? Yeah,
It
it's
is
your
my move.
What
But
did
knowing
you
what I
do?
know now, what I should have done was something like that.
No,
Why not?
no. Go back. Go back. You should have taken that pawn.
Well, the queen will just take it.
So what? The point, okay, just
Take?
work with me.
He's going to
Now-
take it.
now-
Now what?
Oh, I see. Never mind. Nope, you're right.
So,
I was thinking, boy, we need to get your queen
but
open,
what
man.
about moving my knight here?
Yeah, he could have swapped, he could have had a knight
Well-
and a pawn for a bishop.
But now he doesn't win it outright, though. See? That's the deal. He takes, I
You-
take here, he takes something back.
And you take his bishop. You
No,
ta-
he gets out of the way. He could do something.
I see.
Well, he could take here
Yeah,
because
yeah. Oh,
I'm
well,
tied
no,
to defense.
no,
I'm
bec-
tied to defense.
No, that was you move. That was your
I'm
move.
sorry, I-
No, you could have had his bishop, I'm saying. Because you took his rook, he took your bishop, and then you could have had your... That's where you went wrong. Yeah, you...
I think I just found it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So knight
Yep,
should have gone
you
to
should have went to
c4.
there instead.
Instead of what
Okay.
stupid move did I play?
It's okay, we're learning.
But so knight right there, I'd
Would've
still
done
win
it.
the game. I knew I was winning
Darn!
this thing.
So where did you put the knight?
Well, I didn't. What I did was I went. Well, you saw me do it. I went there.
Yeah, that's right. You took his
Yeah.
rook. How did he retake you? With the
With
king?
the
or-
queen, clearly to threaten mate, so that forces all this. Then I go here, and then he takes here with check.
Yeah. So,
I could have exchanged, it doesn't matter. The point is, he's going to win my piece. He's got 2 bishops to
Yeah.
1. But I could have won this game if I had
okay,
just
so
stuck
what
the
did he
knight
do
there.
now?
Well, now he takes my queen with check.
You take his queen with uncheck.
With the bishop, though, and I should have taken probably the rook, but I didn't like the position, the way it would look after this. I have no, let's say he does this kind of stuff, and now I have nothing can really do anything. This extra bishop will just be
You
an
got
easy
3
win.
pawns on this side.
Yeah, but,
you're
but, he's,
power
but
down.
he's going to win. I might as well resign right there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I end up resigning on move 23 anyway.
Shoot.
So I take back with the bishop,
Okay. That still doesn't leave you a whole lot anyway.
and he plays
takes your
king
bishop.
takes. And
So
then-
now you're power down. That's where it went, huh?
well, I was hoping to
That's
still,
what
but
happened.
yeah.
Oh, sure, I know.
And then
I
he goes
understand.
rook here, threatening mate. Now I resign right here.
Did you?
I did, but see, the real point is I got to get out of mate, and I got to stay on this file because I can't just let him get to, like,
Right.
I can't go here and then have him get to the 7th with the bishop. He's threatening mate right
Well,
there.
you see, he's got 2 bishops guarding you too.
That's more than
Oh,
pigs
that's
on the. That's
interesting. Yeah.
that's this massive kill. So I have to stay on that diagonal. So let's say I go something like this, and now he's going to. There are so many ways. All he has to ever do is find a way to get to attack that. So he could go here.
Well, yeah. Then he go 1 back or no, he guard his bit. Well, he's got it with the pawn though. Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems so resignable.
All right.
So,
Well,
but
that's our analysis of Jeff's lost game.
so that's
We
the.
live and learn, and yet we will play another game in this tournament, and we'll play for another day.
Oh yeah, I'm still got another game coming next
fellow
round.
chess players of the world that lose, unite.
Well, it's really good to discover now where I lost the game, and it was because I didn't move the knight to c4 when I had that chance. So
Right.
that's the lesson.
Okay,
to be learned there.
this is a good lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to learn the same lesson when I find out how I goofed up on my king side attack.
Right. Now we're gonna look at Carrie's loss.
All right.
So
All right, I'm here with my chess teacher, Jeff Rowland. He's teaching me how to play better chess. I need it. We just analyzed his game. Now we're gonna analyze mine, where I thought I had a really good kingside attack and I got thwarted. The set, bad. The interesting thing about kingside attacks, if you're gonna do a kingside attack, it's all out. You go total out, and if you can't make it stick, if you can't win, you don't have any powers left, and that's exactly what happened to me. So this is a good experience.
Plus, it's always good to know that you are not the only one in control of the result of the game. Your opponent has something to say.
But I want total control.
Total control doesn't happen.
Okay.
It's a combination.
We're going to analyze this game. All right, I played white. I went with the queen pawn, and Lloyd mentioned to me that he said, "You did that to me last tournament." And I said, "Yeah, I've been practicing this one." So I went with the typical c4, and he went with the e6, and I went with the knight c3, and he went with the bishop b4. So what's this, the Nimzo Indian?
Yeah.
And then I went with knight f3. Now I've seen this in some openings, and he castled, which is rather typical, I think. And then I went bishop g5. Now, you know, I was too ambitious here. I should have pushed the pawn up and just pulled the bishop up to d3 and castled, but, you know, you're living and learning when you play.
Mm-hmm.
And he went queen e8.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's what that was funny. That's what I said, too. I should
Rip a hole in front of his king.
I should have, and what I did instead was,
ugly.
That's what I should have done.
Oh, wow.
I came close to that here in just a second, though.
Okay.
I went to e3 already, and he went knight e4.
Did you know that I can put arrows on here and stuff? I don't know how exactly. I think if I go like that, nope, I can make a square green.
All right, cool.
I don't know how to do it. Oh well, got to learn the
Just
program.
learn
I've only been on this program for 30 years. There's ways to make arrows.
And then I went to rook c1 because with his knight coming in against my knight on c3 and the bishop, I was going to lose some kind of an exchange.
But look at your bishop out here.
It's okay. I'm covered by the knight.
Anyway.
I'm covered by the knight. Yeah. So it's okay. But so I pulled my rook over.
What if you'd have gone, say, queen there?
And that was my other option, the queen or the rook, and I wanted the rook for
then
the
if he
future
takes you
open
here,
file.
you can take there and threaten mate.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to take me there.
Why not?
Because he was coming in here.
That's why.
I know these things, Jeff.
Well, okay. Well, there you go.
At least I think so. So anyway, I went to rook c1, and he went knight takes c3.
You were right.
Yeah, he was coming at me all the way. So I took him with the pawn, and now I've got it covered. So he went bishop a3.
Ooh, see, that wouldn't have happened had your queen been to c2.
I know, but still, it gave me an open file.
Oh, yes, it's better for white.
So I thought so. And then he went back to bishop e7.
Interesting.
Now, here, I tried to do an Alekin move that I've seen him do before. I thought, I'm going to open up the file. Here's what I was thinking. Here's why. Because if I have an open file against the king, I have a bishop that I can swap out. I've got a knight that comes up to g5. I'm going to plop my bishop up here and go do a bishop sacrifice. And I'm going to bring my queen into this. So I've got a beautiful setup for a great kingside. I just read this in the Secrets of the Russian Masters by Lev Albert and Larry Parr. But it didn't quite work out that way. He went d6. He was kind of playing smart and calm.
He did not react to your threat.
No, he didn't. But I went ahead and put bishop d3. I did not react to his non-reaction either.
Exactly.
And then he's still developing. And I thought at this point, and I thought, okay, I've got him, though.
Well, that undoubles your pawns, too. Or else...
I know, but,
yeah,
well, that's true. It does, doesn't it?
Would undouble your pawns, which is just not a problem in your position anyway, though.
Yeah.
It might just free his bishop.
I went ahead and tried it. I thought, I'm going to shoot him.
Right now?
Yep. Bishop took the pawn, didn't it?
Well, yeah.
Bishop takes
Well,
h7.
why not put more pressure here
Well,
first?
because if he takes that, then I was going to bring my queen straight up where the bishop is and go check it.
You remember
Or
you were
no, I didn't do that. I didn't take it. I exchanged bishops.
Well, I
I'm
know,
sorry.
but look, if
I had to exchange bishops
this
first.
threatens this pawn.
I know that.
He can't go here because you got that winning the rook for
Right.
the bishop. So he can't. How's he going to defend mate? I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll see. It's just a style thing, I guess. So you did what now?
No,
You did bishop takes? But your file is never open now, though.
Right.
All right.
It's okay, because I can use that for my knight once I take h7.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
I'm going to put my knight up to g5
Gotcha.
after I
But
check the
he'll
king.
still have f5 to block whatever mate threat you have.
Well,
That's the problem.
no, he didn't. I'll show you.
He should have. So queen took on e7.
I went to queen c2. I did
He
put
did
it
the
there.
same thing.
Yeah, I did it.
But now he goes
but
here
now
and he
goes
doesn't lose his rook.
g6,
See,
and he
it would
doesn't
have been
lose
better.
his rook.
You should have done it when I said.
I should
same
have.
thing, only you would have won a rook.
One step earlier, dork. Way to go, shirt.
I was on the
You were
same
there.
wavelength.
You were there. Then what did I do? h5. I
Yeah.
went ahead and started chipping away at his. He came up there, and that's when I got the open file.
Yes, very good.
And then he took it with f,
Mm-hmm.
and now I took it with the bishop. The bishop takes g6. Right? I mean, I've got it.
I'm
I've
seeing
got,
that.
I've got every element. I've got. If I can destroy that king cover.
Problem is, his queen's going to be able to interpose.
No, his queen doesn't interpose. I'll show you
Well,
how.
wait a minute. Why didn't you take
He
with your
took.
queen? You didn't. Why didn't you?
I know because
Why didn't you?
because
because his queen would interpose.
he was going to put his queen right there.
But still,
But still, there's no. Well, maybe I should have and then put my knight up there, huh? Well, he's going to take my queen now. See, I wanted to keep my queen.
there's nothing. Yeah.
There's nothing there. Yeah, and I looked and saw there that he's still got that bishop, so that's why I didn't. So I thought I'm going to double up on my.
So
Where are
you
you going?
took. I'm just seeing where we are. Okay, so
I
you
took.
took, and then
He took.
and so now you did
I-
king e2,
Yes,
connecting the rooks.
Connecting the rooks, and unfortunately, here's where he gets me. He
Well,
went-
you sacked a piece.
I know.
Yeah,
I lost
so you're
a
down
piece.
a
I'm
piece.
down a piece, and then he
All
puts
right.
the bishop up there on f5.
Oh.
And this is where he stopped my
Oh, my
attack.
goodness.
Yeah. So the only thing I could do is put that pawn up, and that stops my queen angle. And now he pinned my cockeyed knight to my king. At this point, I was getting pretty mad at myself. I thought, I'll double my rooks, and I'll still get up that h file.
Okay.
But did I do that? Yeah,
Yes.
I went rook h6.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
He went queen f6, and I knew he would.
Power down here.
But the problem, yeah, now he's got that file plus the pin. I have to protect that knight, so my queen's forced to go to d3, right? That's what I did. I have
Well,
to
wait a
protect
minute.
because he's got me three ways. I've got it protected once, twice, but I have to have a third way.
No, there might be a way out.
I was hoping to swing my rook over to here to h, but I can't if he
See,
comes
if-
at me.
If bishop takes, pawn takes,
Then queen
queen
takes,
takes,
and I'm had.
and it's check.
Yeah.
So if rook takes,
And I was trying to see that in my mind. What
there's
do you,
nothing.
he'll just take my rook because he's closed me off here at the angle. That cotton picker. He played this really good.
Okay, so you had to go there.
I
Queen
had to
d3.
go there, I think.
Well, yeah, okay.
And then he went back here, stopping me from connecting my rooks. I thought that was a great move on his part.
Well, more than
I
that,
almost
he's
wanted to
defending
shake
his-
it. Yeah, well, almost wanted to shake his hand and say, "Way to go, dude."
Well, and you can never move this knight because queen takes f2.
I know, and here's the other shtick. I'm so close, all I have to do is push this pawn, and I can come up here and go check anyway. But now he can come to here and just take my rook.
Yeah, oh wow.
So I'm kind of half stuck. And
More pressure.
more pressure. And I can't take because I'm pinned. So
King e2,
I'm
triple X.
I know it, and I'm
aggression.
trying like crazy to think, do I dare move the king? But I can't.
You shouldn't have moved it to e2.
I had to connect my rooks, I
You
thought.
didn't have to connect your rooks right then.
I guess I didn't. That might have been my losing move,
In
huh?
this position, well, you prematurely sacked the piece.
I did. Yeah, I was just a little bit early, wasn't I?
Yeah. So queen
So
e3.
I moved over.
And more pressure.
And look at that
he just
beautiful
keeps smacking
queen
you.
rook fork. Oh, that just disgusted me.
rook too.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a beautiful fork. I should have saw that. Now,
Well, you're not in check. Maybe you should check him. Hope for a miracle. No, it's not going to
No,
happen.
it's not going to happen. I looked.
Well, you're going to lose the rook
I looked
anyway.
for-
You may as well take a pawn for
Well,
it. Or maybe take
the bishop, and I
no,
thought
but
of that
take
too.
your queen. You've got to put him in check. You've got to do that.
All right, if I do that, he just simply takes it with
With
the bishop. No. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
But now you save your queen, which has to go somewhere stupid anyway. So you really lost, man. All right.
I lost. That was a
So,
heck of
so
a
the
fork.
knight forks you here.
Where did I put the queen? If I remember right, yeah, I went up to here and I thought I'm going to swap queens.
All right, and then he takes the free
And
rook.
a free rook, and I swapped the queens.
Oh, down a free rook and
Down a free
And
rook
another piece that you
and a
sacked
bishop.
originally, yeah.
I know. At this point, I'm ready to resign. I realized, whoop, I've been thwarted.
But you finally get this pawn.
I'm fighting. I was trying to think of a way to bring this rook up into this direction,
Yeah.
but I never could get it up there.
And then king to e3. It's almost over.
Yeah, I'm trying like crazy to hang on, and this is when I realized, well, this game's as
There
good as
really isn't
resignable.
anything wrong with resigning, I think. Now, one of the rooks goes to f8. You didn't say, but it's this one,
Oh,
right?
yes,
The one?
yes, I should have said it correctly. I said it wrong.
And here's where you resigned.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what's the point?
Well, you can take two
Oh,
pawns.
okay, I can take a pawn. So can he and put me in check.
It's totally over.
That's more than over.
As a matter of fact,
He did a
yeah,
good
he's just-
game. He
he's-
did. I mean, go ahead and take the pawn, and you know where he's going next. He's going to come and grab my f3, and then what do I do? You know,
If I find a way to win, you'll be really
I'm
unhappy.
gonna kick your butt.
But you're not going to win.
No.
He's
He's got way too much fire. Bring your knight down here, and you've got me. It's just and because here and then in the outpost, and he builds a mating net. Heck, I've surrounded my king myself. Not that many more
Well,
squares. So.
You might not go up there. You might go down here. No, you won't go there.
No.
Okay, so you are going to go there.
Yeah, I certainly am.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably
Hey,
go here because then you can go there.
Yeah, but you know what? He's pieces up. Why wouldn't he go right there and just get rid of my
Well,
rook?
why won't he go here though? Look at this. Knight is coming in there.
Yeah,
Smack.
that's a sweet pin. Because I would have gone checkmate somewhere up there.
That just brings your king in closer.
Yeah, it sure does.
And now you still got it.
Yep.
I don't know. It's getting weird. Far afloat here.
Rook over to... Yeah, there's just no way out of it, I don't think. Not with three
Well, I
rooks.
don't know. I just... Yeah, well, anyway, so
Yeah.
it was
Anyway.
on move 27.
On move 27 that I resigned. So that was my loss. Yeehaw! That's the second time I've lost to Lloyd. He's going to become my chess nemesis. So I have 3 games left in this tournament that I am absolutely going to fight tooth and bloody stinking nail to win. The third one starts tonight at 7, and I don't care if it takes me till midnight. I'm going to win. Because Jeff's the strongest player here, so nobody's going to be as strong as he is that I have to play next.
Well,
Woo-hoo! So,
Cody Gorman, he's doing really well. He just upset board 2.
oh great, thanks.
He's quite good.
Is he? Okay. All right, that's our analysis. Thanks for watching.
And then there's Carmen Pemsler. She can win. There's a lot of people that can win this tournament.
Oh boy, great.
Lots of good
There
players.
isn't Kerry Schurz yet.
Carrie Schurz
He's
is
up
not
and
being
coming.
Carrie is not being mentioned yet. No, not for this
Not
one.
yet.
Not
Not
this
this
one.
one.
The Western Idaho Open, maybe.
Sure.